let's do a quick run through on my daily routine. So here you'll see outline my daily routine. These are the things I do that help keep my head above water. So we'll start with review daily logs. So right now I'm looking at all listed jobs. The first thing I'm going to do is filter this down. So using the filter button, I've got myself a Lars Production saved filter. I'm going to run this and then hit all listed jobs. That way I'm not looking at Justin's jobs, I'm not looking at Mike's jobs, I'm just looking at stuff that's currently active. And I'm not reading every daily log for every job, I'm just reading the daily logs for my jobs. Project management daily logs, and today is the 19th, so I'm only going to read the 18th's daily logs, which there may or may not be, depending on how many jobs are going and how many guys are at different jobs. Today I only have one to review, but if I've got 3 jobs going and I've got a couple lead carpenters or a couple carpenters on different jobs, each of them should do a daily log for their site. And I'm going to open up the custom fields and just do a quick review. And as I scan through these, I'm asking myself, what tasks, what does this relate to me? Is there any purchasing that I need to do? Are there any will calls I need to set up? Are there any scope of works that I'll have to modify? Okay, and then I'll do a quick run through of the photos. We ask our guys to take big picture photos because often the things we need may not actually be the focus. So in this case, the focus is the bar, but maybe there's a light switch, or maybe there's something, there's some plug mold that's missing here. And so lots of times the context of the photos is actually more helpful than the intent of the photo, which was just this butcher block countertop. But maybe other photos are helpful for other subcontractors. So keep that in mind as you review the photos. You can also look for context cues for other things. They're also going to make sure that the site is clean, mention any truth people, subcontractors, and then note any deliveries. This can be really helpful, the delivery notes. And then also, perhaps you want to make these viewable to client. If so, you would modify these, the viewable by category. So here on the right side of the daily log, we've got share and notify. Once a week I'll do a daily log and maybe notify the subcontractors, or if everything in here looks good and I want to share it with the client just for their update, or just so they have a better clue what we're doing, I'll do that. Okay, so next thing is to check my personal schedule. I have a really hard time remembering anything, so everything ends up in my calendar, and if it's not in the calendar, I probably won't show up to it. So do a quick review on my calendar. See, I've got a 1 p.m. and a 3 p.m. today, and then so we'll mark those complete. Review and update schedules. This is probably the most important on a really busy day. This is the minimum that I do, is I get these first 3 done, and this will keep everything afloat. So we'll start with Baleen and we'll look at schedule. And the goal is to keep this as accurate as possible. It keeps our guys in-house on track and also keeps scheduling for our subcontractors on track. So yesterday I spoke with our electrician, and he mentioned that he at the soonest will be in Thursday. So I'm going to update the schedule. Note that Thursday we've got some, the front door install that was planned for yesterday is also waiting till Thursday for additional materials. So I'm going to move those. And then I'm going to go ahead and give myself a lag day between when the front door is done and when paint is scheduled. So this is my accurate projection for the rest of this job, because obviously it's very close to being done, but I still want to keep all these accurate. I am waiting on a delivery. In this case, there's a couple of options. I've been waiting on it for so long at this really long schedule item. So I'm kind of tired of seeing that schedule item. So all I'm going to do is change the duration to 1 day, and then I'm going to move it to today. And then really the soonest I imagine we'll see that is tomorrow. So there are dependencies on this schedule item, being there's a final plumbing dependency. So whenever I move the date to April 20th, you'll notice the date of final plumbing got pushed back another day as well. So as long as I'm coming in here every single day and either pushing these items out if they're not quite ready or marking them complete if they're done, which in this case we're really close on our house punch list. I guess there's still a few more things to get finished, so I'll leave those for today. And then once our sink delivery comes in, I'm ready to get my final plumbing, and this schedule looks accurate. So the next thing, interior demolition. We're continuing to interior demolition. I'm going to stretch this out another day because we have some structural we're waiting on. Plumbing demo we're not quite ready for. I'm going to move this out to Thursday. And then there's a will call that's ready to pick up on Thursday of this week at the soonest. So this projection looks pretty accurate. So I'm happy with these schedules. Next thing is to house labor schedule. So I'm looking at only my jobs in Lars production. So here's that filter. I'm gonna hit all listed, and then I'm gonna look at everything with house labor. So everything performed in house is applied the house labor tag, which is right here, house labor. And once that house labor tag is applied, then what I'm doing essentially is I'm hiding every schedule item. So all the subcontractors, all their stuff, or deliveries, things that don't really have anything to do with where our in-house guys need to be when. All that stuff is hidden, and we're only looking at the items that our guys are performing. So this is how they see where they're supposed to go. So this week my guys know that we've got some interior demolition that they can continue on Von Manowski, but that our priority is to finish out punch list and finish out some cabinet touch-ups at these jobs, and then late this week we expect the solution for the front door. And so yeah, here's that run through. So that's the biggest thing. If I can get my schedules up to date, then I expect that the day's gonna go okay. But if these schedules get out of date, then the guys in the field are gonna be calling me asking what the priorities are, and even more than that, what tasks inside these schedule items are supposed to be completed. Interior demolition is too vague. What's supposed to be demolished, and so later on in the daily routine, we'll come back and fill out these scopes of work that are linked to the schedule items. But for now, all I'm doing is updating the schedule, the dates, so that the dates on their linked to-dos shows accurate. We don't want a bunch of to-dos past date. For the guys in the field, whatever's the oldest or whatever's most past due is going to sit at the very top of the list. So we want that to, if our schedules are accurate, then the list of things in their to-dos are going to be accurate. Review procurement schedule. Now this is a save filter that is straight from the template, meaning if you've added schedule items or created schedule items using this new button, then obviously the procurement tags will not be on them. So I can see if I jump into any of these schedule items, they have the either the common procurement or the selection procurement tag attached to them. So we'll see the selection procurement tag on these. And this is just a quick way to look at all your jobs and any upcoming purchasing that is likely to happen. This can be helpful, though it's not perfect. But it does let you know, if there's a couple jobs with a lot of purchasing that stack up over each other, it lets you know that you got to get ahead on your material takeoffs. So my purchasing looks pretty good. I don't have a lot to prepare for. My interior rough framing, it's all common procurement, and I'm ready for that. So we're gonna mark this complete. List view, unassigned subs. I'm not going to worry about this too much. I take care of this mostly at the front of the job. The goal here is to make sure that every task in the schedule has somebody assigned to it. And so here, if I look at the job filter for all listed, and I'm going to go ahead and change this. This is every task that doesn't have someone assigned to it, and ideally, I just have a subcontractor assigned to everything that needs to be assigned to a subcontractor. Deliveries don't need anyone assigned to them, obviously, unless you want to apply the vendor, which may or may not be helpful. That's a double check to make sure that I'm scheduling folks in advance. And then the weather, constantly fooled by the weather, so I want to every day just make sure I did take a quick peek. Okay, so Saturday I was expecting some rain, no big deal. All right, so that's the first section of the daily routine.